My name is Sonny Strauss. I live in Oxford, Mississippi. I can do acrylic, but I would mainly prefer oil. I can do a little bit of watercolor, but I like oil a whole lot. I've done a couple commissions in pencil, charcoal. For me personally, when I do charcoal and pencil, it's easier. I'm at the point where I like to try new things, figure out the processes. I gotta re-go through the whole idea of, learning to crawl, learning to walk, jogging, but that's kind of fun too. I mean, for me, if I've mastered something, yeah, it's fun to do it, but once you want to learn something new and discover and explore a different way, like I'd be terrible at it, but that new experience of, hey, let's risk, let's go crazy, let's jump into this different pond I've never been into before, let's see what happens. You jump into it, you let it engulf you, you let it swarm all over you, change your personality, because that's the fun part. You jump into it, head first, you run into it as fast as you can, and enjoy it. People there in Oxford that have sold millions of dollars worth of artwork, they tell me, they're like, you gotta have imagination. You gotta think like the kids. You know why? Because kids have the best imagination. This is where it comes from. You gotta have your own mindset. And when you get down to it, people don't know how to do that because we haven't taught them how to do that. That's why art's the best thing in the world, because it teaches you how to have your own individual creative thought. And the whole point of art is to go, it doesn't matter if yours looks like theirs or not. It's about what you think of your own thing. And if you could actually build a kid's confidence like that, they could go to do marvelous things. And I like inviting them into that world because too many times I think artists leave people out. They just go, I'm gonna do this my way and you're just gonna watch me. I'm a very curious person. I've done it my way so many times. I want to see what's something like. I'm to the point to where I would stop in a painting midway or like this, and I'd give them like I would take this out tomorrow, paint with it, act like I'm finishing it, and give it to some kid or some person. And go, here, I want you to try painting it. Honestly, just to see what their reaction would be. They would be like, oh my God, I can't. There's no way I can handle this. And I just want to go, what are you afraid of? It's just a paintbrush. I want you to enter my world, in this world, and see what it feels like to you. Because until someone has that experience, they're afraid of art. I want them to experience what's my world like. I want you to make your own world up. It doesn't need to be this, oh, I'm scared. No, quit being scared. It's just paint. It's all it is. So I like to engage people, welcome them into it, see what they get to think about it. You're creating a world for someone to see. That's an alternate reality. I take my own pictures using an iPhone, so I'll drive around for 30 minutes just looking literally left and right in my car. Does that look cool? Does that look good? Is the light hitting that? And I'll stop literally on the side of the road and take a picture or something. So I saw this and I saw the old tractor, which I thought was cool. And it gave me sort of a nostalgia experience because when I was a kid, I visited my grandmother's house and my grandfather had a tractor, so it reminded me of that, good moments as a kid. I didn't grow up as a farmer at all, but I thought, what if I can share that experience through a painting at all? And you see the fields here, and I wanted it to glow as much as possible with a lot of yellow. The trees I wasn't really too concerned about because they're sort of in the distance, but I definitely wanted to give this feeling of there's a home here, there's a life here, there's work involved because no one's on this right now, but you have to reap what you sow, sort of. You can call that in a biblical sense cool. And my favorite part was the tractor. That was definitely my favorite part to work on. When I was working on this, I sort of imagined myself riding the tractor to get into the painting more. Painting these trees, when you see trees lined up like this in a group, they start to feel like people. They're gathered around, even though they're not moving, and they sort of have their own personality. And it sounds crazy when I was painting them. I was thinking, I wonder if these trees talk to each other like we do. Like we sit here, because we don't know, we can't hear them, but you think, if you were a tree with these other trees, what would you be saying to them? Do they have conversations? Do they just sit there and look beautiful? How many bugs do you have on you? What would the conversation be like? So that was going through my mind when I was painting it. So I tried to get this idea of like a group of trees, and it's called morning trees because it was in the morning, and there's these nice trees just sitting there. And the grass was just golden coming up. I felt like angels were going to show up while I was painting it. I really did. I really liked the nature of it. All these trees in the background kind of reminded me of pillows. They were so fluffy. The trees looked like they were just having such a great time in this weather, even though it was a little gray, but they were just like, hey, we're here. And I just thought, there's just this whole community of grass, trees, nature, and the feeling that it gives. And it was just such a happy place. It just communicated so much pleasantness. They were all blowing in the wind. I was like, this is like paradise. I was like, I want to communicate this. This is a paradise place. If you lived here, there's no way you could be unhappy. 25 minutes outside of Oxford, you act like you're coming down here. There's this trailer out here and this truck on the side of the road. And again, I thought I was gonna get shot by a shotgun. And I remember going, okay, if this is your last steps of life, make the picture count. A lot of times people look at old history of old trucks or old buildings, and they see the rusticness, you know, all these colors, and most people think, oh, that's ugly, that's not great looking. When I looked at it, I saw history, I saw culture, I saw things I could tell a story about. I mean, when I look at the truck, I think of this sort of grandpa feeling, like here, I've got this whole story I could tell you about what I've been doing here, and that kind of thing. It's like, you know, when you're a grandpa and you have your grandchildren sitting on your lap and telling you bedtime stories, you know, that fun bond. So that's what I felt when I was looking at the truck. I was like, yeah, hey, this thing, I really want to know about this truck's life. You know, take a picture of something that someone hardly notices and make it beautiful. I mean, that's our job as artists, to make the significance out of something that's not significant. This is my favorite painting. The reason I like it so much, I call it View of the Docks, is because when I was a kid at my grandmother's house, me and my brother and my sister would go fishing on her docks, and you know, we get a stick and put a line onto it and try to catch fish, and it's such a great memory. So when I look at this, I don't even see the colors. I mean, obviously I see them with my human eye, but I don't see that. Like when I look at it, I see my grandmother's face, I see the fish we used to catch and the memories, and that makes me feel that. That's why it's my favorite painting. It's like looking at my past all the time. Biggest thing is patience with it. Biggest thing is patience. Being able to draw something well takes lots of time and effort. So if you want to become a good drawer, you gotta spend time drawing over and over and over. And it's the hardest thing for people to do, is you have to take risks. The biggest risk to art is making a mistake. Everyone thinks, oh, I'm gonna take this pencil, I'm gonna start drawing. After the first 5 seconds, you're gonna make a mistake. You're gonna make another mistake. You're gonna make a mistake every 5 seconds. What separates great artists from amateurs is the great artists are okay with taking the risk and say, I'm gonna take the risk of making 1,000 mistakes so I can become better. And eventually you realize that if you take risk over and over again, the freedom of it comes in taking the risk. It becomes, I'm okay with the mistakes. The mistakes are your friend. Mistakes tell you what you need to improve on. Mistakes are your best friends. They're not your enemy, ever. But you need to critique them to help them learn to improve. My parents critique me to this day, and they are incredibly blunt. Now, I'm not saying you gotta like insult the person, and there's something wrong with her eyebrow, and I go, well, I spent 3 hours on it. It doesn't matter, the eyebrow's not right. That's what critiquing for me sounds like. It's not this, oh, that's beautiful. No, it's very blunt, but he's right a lot of the time. And I've listened to critiques. It's very difficult to do, but if you do listen to them, they help you improve. And it's going to hurt your self-esteem. It's going to make your heart feel like it's popping out of its socket. But if you want to get better, you gotta be willing to take that risk. Art isn't about doing something within 5 seconds, 10 seconds, 20 seconds, and it becomes your own. It's about patience, and it's about exploration. You know, don't go into a painting or drawing thinking this is going to turn perfect and look great in the end, because it's probably not your first time. You have to be realistic. It's like, you know, shooting hoops. The first time you shoot a hoop, you're probably not going to make it because you don't know how to shoot the ball. It's the same kind of thing. Keep the mindset of, hey, I'm not here to become the best artist on earth. I'm here to just see what I can do and explore it. I mean, the funnest thing to me about art is it's a 3-letter word for what if. You're just enjoying the process of it. So start with something simple. You never drawn something before. Start basic shapes like a square. Then start with, you know, like a house or like a doll. Draw things that interest you. Don't draw to please people. That's the worst thing you can do. The hardest person to please is yourself. Draw because you enjoy it. Find something that makes you feel happy on the inside, where you can feel like it's your world and you get to create it. No one gets to destroy that world except for you. And enjoy it. The funnest thing about art is it's your own. Best art advice I've ever received from any artist was at an art show, and she said, if you're not having fun, stop. It's a lot more fun if I were to go out and draw a building out here right now, I would do it fast, and I would think to myself, what way could I draw this so that I have just fun out of it? I don't even care who likes it or says I wouldn't pay for it. Just what would I have fun out of it? What experience would make me go, man, I had a blast doing that. God, that was so much fun. I mean, that's what it's all about.